focus today for the kind of theme for today's class is strength building for yoga. So we're going to go through a yoga practice that's very focused on strength building moves. You'll probably want to have some water nearby because this will be a rather challenging practice. It will not be an advanced yoga practice, but a challenging one nonetheless. So have some water nearby. You may or may not want a chair or a coffee table or something like that nearby. If you don't have something readily available to you, don't worry about it, skip it. But if you've got something nearby, when we do some push-ups later, I'll show you how to modify your push-ups to be either easier or harder using a chair. So let's come into a little mini Shavasana to begin our practice tonight. Laying down on your mat, this is the pose we normally come into at the end of our practice, but today we're going to start and end there. So we'll begin and end our practice in the same position. And that's a nice way for you to check in at the beginning and at the end and compare how you feel now compared to how you feel in 60 minutes from now. So wiggle around, make yourself comfortable. Close down your eyes. And then settle into stillness. Let's start by taking a big, deep cleansing breath in through the nose. And then open up the mouth and let it go with a sigh. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. And then open up your mouth. Let it go. One more time, biggest breath of the whole day, in through the nose. And then feel your whole day, all the worries, all the cares, all the stresses leaving your body with that exhale. And then just take a few moments to come into your body. Maybe do a brief body scan, moving your awareness from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. Checking in with each part of your body. Very slowly, just tracing your awareness, either around the body or down through the body, whatever makes sense to you. If you come across any parts of the body that feel like they're a little extra tense or tight or sore, like maybe you're holding on to the stress of your day in some part of your body, maybe you just spend some extra time with your awareness there. You take a few breaths, breathing straight into that place in your body. And with each exhale, you invite a little bit of softness. You let go. You relax that part of the body as much as you can. You can even take your palms, take your hands to that place in the body. So perhaps it's your neck and your shoulders, or perhaps it's your head. Maybe you've got a little headache today, or maybe your lower back is hurting. So you take your hands there. If there's some part in your body that could use a little bit of healing, a little bit of softness, a little bit of attention and love, a little bit of care, take your hands to that part in your body. And maybe as you're doing this, maybe it's not your physical body, but it's your mental body. Maybe it's your head. You're really stressed today after work. Or maybe it's your heart. Your heart needs some healing emotionally. So you take your hands to your chest. Pick a place on the body, take your hands there. And I want you to remember back to when you were a kid and you play doctor, or you play all sorts of games, and you pretend that you can heal people with your hands. You pretend that you could heal your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister or your friends or whatever it was. And you take your hands and you pretend to heal them with your hands. And I want you now to do the same thing with yourself. Imagine that you are a doctor placing your hands on your own body, and like your hands have magical superpower healing abilities. And you get to have the opportunity here to heal yourself, heal your body or your mind or your heart or whatever needs healing directly through your hands. You can sort of visualize this happening in your mind, create a funny, childlike, made-up image of either, let's see, lightning bolts or rainbows or sparkles or whatever it is shooting out of your hands, out of your fingers, into that part of your body where the hands are touching now. Spend a couple of moments here. We're going to just be in silence, and I want you just to picture and imagine, visualize, feel with all of your senses that this is really happening. You're really, truly healing your body or your mind or your heart with your hands. If it seems silly, it's okay. See if you can embrace it and just be there. Imagine really that you are healing yourself with your own touch. All the pain, all the stress is melting away. And then when you're ready, go ahead and let your arms lay down by your sides again. Just notice how you feel now. You might feel exactly the same, that's okay. You might feel a little different. All I ask is that you check in, you notice, you make some observations. And then when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Maybe turn your head a little bit from side to side. Maybe start to take a full body stretch. Reach your arms all the way out long over your head. And then when you're ready, bring your knees into your body. Bend your knees, hug them into your chest, wrap yourself up in a big hug. Keeping your head nice and heavy on the ground. Your eyes can even stay closed here. And then hugging onto your knees, just go ahead and rock a little bit from side to side. Gently massaging your lower back. And then from here, we're going to keep the right knee hugged into the chest. Start to extend your left leg out long on the mat. Press the back of your left leg down against the floor. Hug that right knee tightly. From here, go ahead and roll your right ankle 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other direction. Rolling as big of circles as you can. All right, and then take your hands behind your right thigh now. So instead of on top of the shin, take your hands behind the thigh. Start to kick the right leg straight up to the sky and then rebend the knee. 5 times like that. Kick the leg up and bend. Kick the leg up and bend. Up and bend. Good. And I already lost count. Let's do one more. And then we'll kick the leg up and hold it there. Now the leg does not have to be straight. You can keep the knee bent as much as you need to. Try to flex through the foot here and then point through the toes. We'll do that 5 times. Flex and point. Good, and then go ahead next and wave your toes from left to right 5 times. Beautiful, let's take one more big deep breath here, kicking the leg up as high as you can. And then we'll come into figure 4 stretch, bending into the left knee, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Jump your hands over to the left thigh now. So you switch from the right thigh to the left thigh, finding this nice right hip stretch. You can roll the ankles a little bit if you need to, holding on to either the back of the left thigh or the left shin if you want a little deeper stretch. And we'll take about 3 slow breaths here, in and out through the nose. All right, when you're ready, continue holding on to the left leg. You're just gonna take your right leg all the way out long, lay it down on the mat. So we'll repeat those same stretches on the other side. Hands are on the left shin. Left knee is hugging into the body tightly. Back of the right leg is pushing down against the ground. From here, roll your left ankle 5 times in one direction, and then 5 times in the other direction, nice and slow. And then take your hands behind your left thigh, kick your left leg straight up toward the sky, and then rebend at the knee. 5 times like that. Breathing still, in and out through the nose. And then hold the leg up high. Remember, it does not have to be straight. You can keep the knee bent as much as needed. 5 times, let's point and flex the toes. And then wave the toes from left to right 5 times. Good, hold it steady for a full breath. And then we'll come into figure 4 stretch. Left ankle over right knee this time. Hands come behind the right thigh or on top of the right shin if you want a little deeper stretch. If you want to keep rolling the ankles, you may, or just be still. We'll take 3 slow breaths here, in and out through the nose. Good, when you're ready, let's take both legs out long. Another full body stretch, reach your arms overhead, point through the toes, big breath in. And then exhale, bring your knees into your chest. All right, this time, we're gonna start to dive into a little bit of core work here. You're gonna pick your head up off the ground. You're gonna reach your arms out past your feet. Try to reach past the heels. And then you're gonna keep your knees squeezing into the chest. Take the right leg out long, hover it, and then switch. Left leg goes long, right knee comes in. Switching back and forth between the sides. Nice and slow, tucking your chin toward your chest, lifting the head and the shoulder blades up off the ground. See if you can get even the bottoms of your shoulder blades up off of your yoga mat. Pressing the low back down against the ground and breathing. Yogi bicycles, let's go for another 10. 9, 8 more, 7, get those shoulders up, 6, 5 more, you can do it, 3, 2 more, and last one, good, set the head down, hug the knees, and take 2 breaths. When you're ready, go ahead and take both legs up to the sky, hands behind your head this time. The legs do not have to be straight unless you can get them straight. Kick them straight if you can. So interlacing the fingers right behind the base of your skull, right where the head and the neck connect. Then draw your elbows together so that the forearms press onto the temples. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground, tuck your chin, look past your thighs. Inhale, lower back down. And then exhale, lift up again, curling the shoulder blades all the way up off the mat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, push the belly toward the floor. Inhale. Exhale, keep those feet up high. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, holding at the top. Now 10 times. You're gonna bring your knees to touch your elbows, lift the tailbone, and then come back to reset. Knees touch the elbows, and then the hips set down. 8 more times. Lower down. 7. Keep breathing. 6 more. 5 more. Keep the head up. 4 more. 3 more. You can do this. Slow and controlled. 2. And 1. Very nice. Let's take another full body stretch. Reach your arms long, legs long. Big deep breath in. And then as you exhale, rebend the knees. Take your hands behind your thighs. Let's rock and roll up and down the spine, building some momentum. Nice big massage for the back side of the body. On your 3rd or 4th roll, go ahead and cross your ankles. Come over your feet to your hands, step or hop back to plank. And then we'll go back to downward facing dog. All right, first downward facing dog of the day, or at least of this practice. Maybe you've already been doing yoga today. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Push with the hands as hard as you can. Let's pedal the feet. Bend one knee and then the other, alternating sides. Keep going like this if it feels good, or if you would like to try something else, come way up onto the tippy toes and then drop the heels back down. A few times like that. Keep going like that if it feels good, or if you want to try something different. Bend deeply into both knees and then lift back up to downward dog. Bend deeply and lift back up. Keep going like that if it feels good, or find a downward dog. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Relax the big thick muscle on the back of your neck. Keep going like that if it feels good, or last option, roll yourself forward to a high plank on your hands and then lift the hips back up to downward dog. Roll forward to plank, shoulders come right on top of the wrists, and then hips go back to downward dog. Roll forward to plank, way up onto the tippy toes, and then come back to downward dog. 2 more times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Very nice. Set your knees down. Let's take a child's pose. Sit back on your heels, drop the head and chest down. We'll take 3 breaths right here. Arms can stay out in front of you. Hands could stack underneath your head. Or you could take your hands back toward your feet. Breathe. And from here, let's rise to tabletop pose. Hands right underneath the shoulders, hips right on top of the knees. Let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone high, big arch of the back. And then exhale, round your spine, drop your head, look between your legs. Inhale, take your belly low, pull your chest through between your arms. Exhale, round your spine, drop your head, push the floor away, maybe even puff up in between your shoulders. Inhale, belly low, pull the chest through the biceps. Exhale, round your spine, push the floor away, puff up in between your shoulder blades. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your left hand in front of your right hand on the mat so that your fingers point toward the long edge of your mat, the left fingers. Right hand stays where it was. So your left hand is perpendicular to your right hand. From here, let's inhale again, just like before. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And then exhale, round your spine, drop your head. I want you to puff up into the left side of your rib cage. Inhale, take your belly low, pull your chest through between the biceps. And then exhale to round your spine, drop your head, pull back into the left ribs. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, come back to center. We're gonna switch sides. So take your right hand in front of your left hand with your right fingers pointing toward the long edge of your mat, perpendicular to the left hand. And again, we'll inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, push the floor away, pull back into your right ribs. Inhale, belly low, pull the chest through between the biceps. Exhale, round your spine, drop your head, puff up into the right side rib cage. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, come back to center. Let's drop back into one more child's pose. Sit back on the heels, give the shoulders a rest. Let's take 3 deep breaths and we'll go on. All right, when you're ready, rise through tabletop, back to a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and your knees. I'm gonna take a big 180 here on my mat. Okay, so if you want to pedal the feet again or make any movements, please feel free to do so. And then when you're ready, look between your hands, squat back with your legs, walk, step, or hop up to a forward fold. From here, inhale, stand up strong, reach up high. And exhale, drop your arms. Shake it out a little bit. All right, we're gonna go into our push-up sequence. We'll incorporate these into a sun salutation sequence. These you should be familiar with if you've done any of these classes before. This is where you may or may not want a chair nearby. If you've got one, scoot it close just in case you decide you want it. But remember that you don't need it. It's not optional, don't stress. So let's start in mountain pose at the top of the mat. Standing on both feet about hip distance width apart. Get active through the legs, through the glutes, across the belly. Drop the arms nice and heavy, but keep the heart light. Let's inhale and reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands under your shoulders. Step or hop back to a knee plank. So come through high plank on your toes and then just simply set your knees down. We're gonna do 10 push-ups here. These will be your classic push-ups where the elbows go out to about 45 degrees away from the body. Not hugging in like a chaturanga push-up, we'll do those next. And then not all the way out to 90 degrees, we'll do that third. These ones are right in the middle at 45 degrees away from the body. You can adjust the position of your hands as needed. More often than not, it feels good for most people to rotate the hands out more than rotate in. Play with it and feel for yourself. Squeeze the glutes, keep the glutes on the whole time. Keep the neck nice and long, try not to drop the head. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, drop the bend the elbows lower down, and then exhale, push back to the top. 10 times, inhale, exhale, push, inhale, exhale, push, inhale, exhale, push. Here's 5, exhale, 6, exhale, 7, exhale, 8, almost there, 9, exhale, and number 10. Exhale, let's go back to child's pose. If you prefer, you could take downward facing dog. We'll all go there in a moment. But if you'd like to take a little break in child's pose, go for it. Big deep breath in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, gently rise back up to knee plank or high plank. We're gonna do the exact same thing. So you'll get to try it with a little more familiarity this time, but you're battling the fatigue of the muscles too. So we're gonna do the same push-up variation. Elbows go out to 45. This time, if you wanna make it more challenging, you can take these push-ups from your toes rather than from your knees. If you'd like to make it less challenging, here's where the chair comes in handy. Hands to a chair is going to be easier than hands on the floor. I'll show you this variation. If you want to make it even harder, You go feet on the chair. This will be much harder because you'll have much more weight shifted into the upper body, much more weight to push. You decide what variation you'd like to take. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, bend the elbows, and exhale, push up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4, exhale. Number 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, keep the head lifted. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. And 10, exhale. Go back either to downward dog or child's pose, your choice. If you're using a chair, you can take a downward dog even with your hands on the chair. On your next breath in, look forward, squat back with the legs. As you exhale, walk, step, or hop up to a forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, and exhale, shake it out. All right, next variation. Let's inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands under the shoulders. Step or hop your feet back to a knee plank. Set the knees down. First version will always be done from the knees. All right, rotate your hands out even a little bit more than last time, so your fingers point slightly out to the sides. These will be our chaturanga push-ups. Your elbows will hug straight into the body, almost to where they graze the ribs. Maybe they will actually even graze the ribs, depending on your body shape. So you might touch the ribs, you might be just away from the ribs, but keep hugging the elbows in the whole time. All right, when you're ready, start by pushing the floor away, turning the glutes on, keeping the neck nice and long. Don't drop the head like you're texting. And when you're ready, let's inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Here's 5, exhale, 6, exhale, 7, 8, almost there, 9, exhale to push, and 10. Exhale, back to either child's pose or downward dog. 3 deep breaths. All right, same thing, rising up through knee plank to your choice of variation here. You can do the exact same one from knee plank. You could do it from the toes, high plank. You could take the chair underneath your hands to make it a little easier, or place your feet on the chair, hands on the mat to make it harder. Your choice. Try out something that sounds fun. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You adjust. Let's set it up. And then when you're ready, hug those elbows in again. Same thing. Squeeze the glutes the whole time. Let's inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Number 4, exhale. Here's 5, exhale. 6, exhale. You got it. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale, and 10. Exhale, go back either to child's pose or downward dog on the mat or on the chair, wherever you are. 3 breaths. On your next breath in, look forward, squat back. Exhale, walk, step, or hop up to a forward fold. We'll inhale, stand up, reach up, and exhale, drop the arms, shake it out. Next set. For this one, the hands are gonna go wide. They're gonna go all the way off of your yoga mat. This will feel really awkward and really wide to start, but I promise this is what you want. You're gonna bend the elbows lower so that the elbows point straight out to the sides, 90 degrees away from the body. You can have the fingers pointing forward or straight out to the sides. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Standing in mountain pose, let's begin. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands under your shoulders, step or hop back to a knee plank, and then adjust your hands. Take your hands all the way wide off of your yoga mat. Decide if it feels more natural to point the fingers forward or straight out to the sides. And then let's do it again. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push to the top. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, big push. You should feel this in your chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Here's number 7. Exhale. 8, keep that head lifted. 9, exhale. And 10, exhale, sit back to child's pose or downward dog. 3 big breaths. When you're ready, rise back up through tabletop or knee plank and find the version of your choice. Now, the chair doesn't work so well for this one unless you have a really wide chair or a coffee table. If you would like to do this one with an elevated surface underneath your hands, you can do it with the wall. Hands to the wall works really nicely to make this easier. You can take the feet out a little bit further. You get a little bit different muscle focus. You get a little bit more up into the shoulders. The further that you step your feet away from the wall and lean, the closer you are to the wall, the more chest you get. If you want to do this with your feet on the chair, or even with your feet pressing against the wall, that's kind of a fun variation to try as well. A little bit too challenging for me today, but you're welcome to give it a go if you're feeling really strong. I'm going to give it a go from the toes. You decide where you would like to go. If you decide to go for the toes and then you need to set your knees down, that's a perfectly good option as well. When you're ready, let's inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, halfway. Exhale, 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 just 2 more. You can do it. Exhale and then back to child's pose or downward facing dog. Great job. 3 breaths. When you're ready, rise up through tabletop to downward facing dog if you're not there already. Look forward between your hands, squat back with your legs. Walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. Inhale, stand up strong, reach up high. Exhale, shake it out. All right, next one. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands under your shoulders, step or hop back to plank. And then we're gonna go back to downward facing dog. So these push-ups are going to be downward dog push-ups. You're gonna keep your body in a downward dog shape the whole time. What I want you to do is take your hands to the same position as last time, all the way off your mat to the left and the right. So super wide hands. This should feel like a little bit of a weird downward dog, but you'll see what I mean. I'm gonna turn to the front in case you need to look and see what I'm doing. What you're gonna do is bend your elbows. The elbows will go straight out to the sides. You'll lower your head down, maybe to tap the mat, and then exhale to push back to the top. All right. We're gonna do 10, take a little break, and then do the second 10. If you don't need a break, keep going. Find that starting position, hands wide off the mat. When you're ready, inhale, bend your elbows, tap the forehead. Exhale, push to the top. Inhale, exhale, 3, exhale, 4, exhale, 5, exhale, 6, exhale, 7, exhale, 8, almost there, 9, exhale, and 10, exhale. If you want to take a break, set your knees down, sit back on your heels. If you're feeling really strong, do a few extra here. All right, if you're ready for your second set of 10, go ahead and make your way up. If you would like to make this harder, you can set your feet up onto a chair or a coffee table or whatever you've got. Same way that you do with your push-ups, you can make it harder with your hands, or I'm sorry, your feet on the chair, feet elevated. Let's set it up And then when you're ready, we'll begin. Second round of 10. Inhale, bend the elbows lower. Tap the forehead if you can. Exhale, push to the top. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push. Number 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. And 10. Exhale. Set those knees down. Sit back to child's pose. Take 3 breaths. Very nice job. Okay, if you are in child's pose, let's rise up through your tabletop back to downward dog. Look forward between your hands, squat back with your legs, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. We'll inhale, stand all the way up, reach up, and exhale, shake it out. All right, we've got our last set of push-ups here. These ones will be a little different, but this is our last set. Stay with me. Let's start in mountain pose. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands under your shoulders, step or hop back to plank, and then set your knees down. Bring the elbows to the mat this time, okay? From here, we're gonna lift the knees, come into what looks like downward dog, but with the elbows on the mat. This is called dolphin pose. So lift your knees, drop your head. Hips are way up high in the air. If you can, separate your hands or keep them as separate, or as wide as your elbows. So your forearms are parallel to each other. If that feels like it's tugging on your shoulders in an uncomfortable way, you can scoot your hands closer together on the mat. Okay, if you can, we're gonna do all 20 of these at the same time, no breaks. Take a break, of course, if you need it, but if you can, stay with me for the whole 20. What we're gonna do is look forward between the hands, bend the elbows, lower yourself forward, tap the nose to the mat between the thumbs, and then exhale, push back to dolphin. Inhale, tap the nose, exhale, push back. Inhale, tap the nose, exhale, push back. Here's 4, exhale, 5, exhale, 6, exhale, 7, exhale, 8, exhale, 9, exhale, 10, exhale, 11, 12, keep going, 13, you can do this, 14, 15, you've got this, 16, 17, 18, exhale, 19, exhale, and 20, exhale, set those knees down. Take your child's pose. We'll take 5 whole breaths here. Nice work. If you return to the recorded version of this class later on and you find yourself getting stronger with those dolphin push-ups, what you can do to make this harder is to walk your feet closer to your elbows. The closer your feet come to your elbows, the harder those push-ups become. All right, let's return to downward facing dog. Look forward, squat back, walk, step, or hop to a fold. Stand up, reach up, big breath in, and exhale, shake it out. All right, give those arms a good shake. Roll the shoulders a couple of times, up, back, and down. Big deep breaths in and out through the nose. This would be a great time for a sip of water. We'll start a little bit different flow, more work on the lower body. Give the arms a break. All right, when you are ready, we're gonna start back in mountain pose. So standing at the front of your mat, turn the legs on, squeeze the glutes, brace the belly. Arms can either go by your sides, hands on the hips, or hands at the heart, your choice. 10 times, we're gonna do calf raises. Lift way up onto the tippy toes, and then drop the heels. Try not to set the heels down, but just hover them above the ground. 9 more times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hover the heels. Now shift all of your weight into your right toes. See if you can balance on the right toes, lift the left foot. Okay, it doesn't need to go anywhere special, just lift the left foot. Now, if you can, we're gonna try 5 calf raises on each side individually. So let's go with the right side. Lift up, lower down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch sides. Come to the left toes, lift the right foot up off the floor. Don't worry about where it goes. Let it go where it needs to go. And then 5 times, let's lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. 2 more. And last one. Very good. Shake the legs out. 10 squats coming next. I want you just to go as low as you possibly can. We'll inhale on the way down and then exhale on the way up. These should be lower squats than you might normally do at the gym. Inhale, lower down. This is our Malasana yogi squat where I am. If you can get there, get there. And then exhale, stand back up. Inhale, lower down slower than you think you should. Exhale, stand up with the glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Number 5. Exhale. Here's 6. Keep the chest lifted. Exhale. 7. Exhale. Keep breathing. 8. Exhale. Number 9. Exhale. And number 10. Exhale. All right, lower back down to the bottom of your squat. 10 times we're gonna go from here up halfway. We're not gonna go any higher than halfway where the thighs are parallel to the ground. Ready? And 10, 9, 8, keep breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you got this. 1, very good. Plant your hands. Let's step back to a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, shake the head, breathe. Okay, right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. 10 times like that. Lower it down and lift it up. Lower it down, lift it up. Lower it down, lift it up. That's 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the glute at the top. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Knee to nose. Step the foot through between the hands. Rise up to high lunge. You can go hands overhead, hands to heart, or hands at your hips, your choice. We're gonna bend to the back knee, tap it to the mat, and then lift it back up 10 times. Tap it down, lift it back. Tap it down, lift it back. Number 4, 5, 6, keep going. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Let's open up to warrior 2. And try to stay balanced. Open up the arms, set the back heel down. So your front foot and your back foot should be perpendicular. Back foot is at 90 degrees. Front foot points straight forward. Reach through the arms. Squeeze the glutes, brace the belly. Now take both arms up overhead. 10 times we're gonna go between reverse warrior, except this funky version with both arms up. So you're leaning toward your back leg. And then extended side angle where you lean toward your front leg. See if you can get your whole body from the arms through the spine to the left foot in one straight line there. Let's inhale, exhale. There's 2, 3, good. 4, slow and controlled. Here's number 5. 6, keep going. 7, 8, if you can, lean a little further. 9, and 10. Very good. Let's come back to center, hands to heart. Open up both legs to the sides. So you're gonna match your left leg to your right leg. All 10 toes point out to the left and the right. Knees pull out and backwards in space. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Try to push the hips forward. Sit your spine tall on top of your hips. So try not to be leaning forward, but sitting straight up tall. All right, 10 times. We're gonna pulse here, just a couple of inches up or down and up, down and up, down and up. 4, 5, go a little lower. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Plant your hands at the front of the mat, step back to downward facing dog. Nice job. Breathe in and out through the nose. We'll take a few breaths and then we'll start the other side. I'm gonna turn around so that I keep facing you. When you're ready, let's go for the left leg, three-legged dog. Lift up and lower down. 2, 3, keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring the knee to the chest, step the foot through to the hands. Rise up slowly, high lunge. Hands either go overhead to your hips or to your heart, you choose. 10 times, we're gonna tap the knee and lift it up. 9, 8, 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your high lunge into a warrior 2. Drop the back heel at 90 degrees. Open up the arms long. Okay. If you happen to be able to see yourself in your computer screen or in a mirror, or just simply by looking, check that your arms are even, they're level. The tendency for most people is to let this back arm drop down. Warrior 2, turn the glutes on, push the hips forward, brace the belly across the front with your legs. If you can get them to pull toward each other and at the same time push apart, so you're sort of activating the muscles on the inside and outside of the legs at the same time. Pull together and push apart. Let's take the arms up overhead 10 times, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, slow and controlled. Here's number 3. Exhale. Number 4. Exhale. Maybe lean a little further. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. Here's 8. Exhale. Last 2. Give it all you've got. Exhale. And last 1. Exhale. Very good. Come back to the top, hands to heart. Open up your right leg to match your left leg. Goddess pose, also called horse stance squat. Turn your toes out as far as they can go. Pull the knees backwards in space. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. 10 times you're gonna lower down and pulse up. 9, 8, little lower. 7, 6, you can do this. 5, 4, 3, shaking is good. Your body is getting stronger. Last 1, and then frame your front foot, step back to downward facing dog. Go ahead, big deep breaths in and out through the nose. Pedal your feet, shake your head. Okay, let's roll forward to a plank pose. Come way up onto your tippy toes. Try not to lift the hips higher than the shoulders, but lift them up as high as the shoulders. Don't let the hips drop down low. 10 times. You're gonna roll, turn your heels to the right and then the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, keep the head lifted. 6, 7, 8, almost there. 9, and 10. Very nice. Back to center. Set your knees down. Lower all the way to the mat. 10 baby cobras. When you're ready, set the hands up next to the low ribs. Squeeze the heels together back behind you. Turn those glutes on big time. We're gonna lift the head, lift the chest, push the elbows up toward the ceiling so your hands lift, and then lower down. 9 more times. Lower. 8, 7, 6, keep the feet on the ground. 5, 4, elbows up. 3, squeeze the glutes. 2, last one, hold it at the top for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Lay your arms long by your sides. Turn the left side of your head to the ground. Big deep breaths. Okay, bring your head back to center when you're ready. We're gonna come through baby cobra into locust pose this time. So when you're ready, lift yourself up to that baby cobra where we just were, and then kick your arms straight back toward your feet. Reach back as hard as you can, and then squeeze the feet together. Lift the feet up off the ground as high as they can go. Lifting up, and then lowering down 10 times. Lifting up, lowering down. Lifting up, lowering down. Here's number 4, 5, 6, use the glutes. 7, 8, almost there. 9, and 10, hold it here for 10, squeeze the feet. 9, 8, 7, reach back. 6, 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands, push back up to a tabletop, back to the heels, swing your feet around to the front. We're gonna lay down onto our backs. The hard work is not quite over yet, but we're almost there. If you need a sip of water, this would be a good chance. All right. So making your way onto your back, make sure that your head is up near the top of your mat. And then we're coming into bridge pose. So bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the ground. Lay your arms long by your sides. Feet are about hip distance width apart. And your feet are just past the point where you can touch your heels with your fingertips. So if you can touch your heels with your fingertips, I want you to scoot the feet a little bit further away, a couple of inches toward the wall that's, I don't know, away from you. Your toes are pointing at the wall away from you. So you should not be able to touch your feet. Now you're gonna tuck your tailbone, press your lower back down into your mat, push the belly down toward the ground. Keep the back side of your rib cage really heavy as you start to lift the hips up toward the sky. Don't let the rib cage pop up toward the ceiling. No back bend here. Keep the spine neutral. Squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. Keep the back side of the rib cage heavy. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes 10 times. We're gonna lower down, tap the hips, and then lift them back up, squeezing the glutes at the top every time. Ready? And here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it at the top for 10, 9, squeeze the glutes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze harder. 2, 1, and then gently, slowly lower down. Second set, we're gonna do the same thing, but with the feet off the mat to the left and the right. Super wide stance with the feet. Tuck your tailbone, press your lower back down against the ground. Push your belly down toward the ground and then start to lift your hips, pushing into your heels, Squeezing the glutes at the top as hard as the glutes can possibly squeeze. If you want to make this work even harder, you can take your hands, push down manually against your hips. It's like adding dumbbells, but they're free. Just using your hands, pushing down. All right, 10 times, you're going to tap the hips and then lift back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9 and 10. Hold at the top for 10. Pull the knees out to the left and the right as wide as they can go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hips up. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Beautiful. Last set, you're going to take your feet back to hip distance width apart, and then scoot your feet out long, several inches away from where they were to begin. So this should feel like a really long, awkward bridge pose. You'll feel this one in the hamstrings. 10 times, you're going to lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes as much as you can. Keep the backside of your rib cage heavy. Now you could even come onto your heels and lift your toes and the balls of your feet up if that makes it feel more natural to you. 10 times, let's tap the hips and lift up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, hips up high. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips, keep them up at the top. Dig those heels in for 10, 9, 8. You could even pull the heels toward your body if you want some more hamstring activation. Let's go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Let's windshield wiper the knees from left to right. Left to right. Couple of times like this. You could even open up the arms to a T here as you windshield wiper back and forth, back and forth. All right, here, one of these next times that your knees drop to the left side, let them stay right there. This is a really gentle spinal twist. You can stay here and go no further, or if you would like a deeper twist, take your right knee, that's the one that's on the top, and bring it up toward your left hand or left elbow. Good. Anywhere that it feels right, anywhere it feels comfortable. You could turn your gaze toward the right hand if you'd like. Take about 3 breaths. When you're ready, gently bring both feet back to the mat. We'll start our windshield wiper again, back and forth, back and forth. And then on one of the next times where your knees drop to the right side, let them stay there. You can either remain exactly as you are without moving if it feels good to you here, or you can take your left knee, pick it up and bring it toward the right elbow. You'll get a little deeper twist here. You can take your gaze and turn it toward the left hand if you'd like. Spend about 3 breaths, and then we'll go on. Let yourself start to relax here after all the hard work you've done. If you're ready, gently bring your head and legs back to center. We'll come into happy baby, last stretch before Shavasana. So bend your knees, bring your knees toward your shoulders. Grab a hold of either your ankles, the inside or outside edges of your feet, or your big toes, whatever feels right to you. We'll take a couple of breaths, maybe rocking side to side. Maybe bringing the soles of your feet together, knees wide. It can feel good if you've got access or you've got enough space. You can interlace your fingers around the pinky edges of your feet. Sometimes that feels good. If you'd like to, you could also extend one or both legs out long from there, keeping one foot in, the other one out long. I've heard that called bow and arrow stretch, kind of a fitting name. You can go back and forth between the sides or try both legs at the same time if you've got lots of space in the body and the legs and the hips and hamstrings. And just slowing down your breath. If there's any more stretches you'd like to move into before your final relaxation, go right ahead. Otherwise, make your way into a Shavasana, laying on your back with your arms and your legs long if it's comfortable, closing down your eyes, and settling into stillness. Allowing your whole body to come into relaxation from head to toe. Maybe taking another one of those cleansing breaths that we took at the beginning of practice, inhaling through the nose, opening up the mouth and sighing to let it go. Imagine every single cell in your whole body relaxing. Your whole body getting heavy, as if you could melt down into the floor. Finding gratitude for your body, for all of the hard work that it's done, and for all of the hard work that it continues to do for you day in and day out. Keeping you safe, keeping you healthy, keeping you alive, allowing you to do all of the things that you do every day. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like, as long as your body needs. Soaking up all of the rest and the relaxation. Thank you so much for sharing your evening and your yoga practice with me. The light and the love in me honors the light and the love in you. Namaste.